Hello everyone, I'm JG and welcome back to Music Forever, where today we're going to be taking a look at the new album from Municipal Waste, Slime and Punishment. Now I, as a music fan, am constantly trying to find new genres and new types of music to listen to, and it just so happened that earlier this year, way towards the beginning of this year actually, I began to experiment more with crossover thrash, and Municipal Waste is one of the big bands in that genre. So of course I got into this band around that time only a few months ago, and I instantly fell in love with the band's material and just the genre itself, as well as tons of other bands in the genre. But talking about this band here now, I was really hoping that the band was going to put out another album sometime in the near future, considering that they haven't put out an album in about 5 years. And this album here that we got, Slime and Punishment, I think it's a good follow-up to their last album, honestly. And while it has been 5 years since the last album from Municipal Waste, the band members have been involved in other musical projects. One of those is Iron Reagan, another crossover thrash group that, while I didn't review their album that they released earlier this year, Crossover Ministry, I am, as I mentioned in my summer update video, planning on doing a catch-up sort of video where I talk about albums I didn't review the first half of the year that I have heard. So I am going to be talking about that album in that video. So if you're interested to hear my opinions on that album, just you gotta wait about another week or a week and a half from when I'm uploading this video to see my thoughts on that project. Just a little announcement there. Well, let's go back to Municipal Waste here with this album. This project is only around less than 30 minutes long actually, and there's not a song here that's longer than 3 minutes. Everything is rather short and to the point, which is something that I enjoy. It's not exactly uncommon for songs in this genre to be rather short, of course. There's a heavy punk influence in this genre of music, so you would expect lots of short bursts of energy in terms of the songs, and that's what you really get here. Lots of really short, aggressive tracks. None of them really seem to change up the pace. They're all pretty fast and aggressive. However, lots of these tracks have personalities of their own that are found through other methods. Just different sounds and things of that sort, not really different speeds and tempos and paces and things like that. Right from the opening track, Breathe Grease, you know that you're going to be in for some fast, aggressive crossover thrash, and throughout the rest of the track listing, as I mentioned before, it doesn't exactly change that up a ton, but you have some really interesting things that pop up. Take the bass guitar, for example. It's not super prominent throughout all these tracks, it is clearly there, but there are some moments where it's allowed to kind of shine through on its own, and I think that's really cool. Take the last track, Think Fast, for example. That was one of the tracks, and Enjoy the Night, which is a really short track that comes in this as the second track here, less than a minute long, but you get to see some really nice bass work there on that track that I was really enjoying. Lots of the lyrics here on this album, of course, kind of follow with typical Municipal Waste subject matter, so just partying, kind of comedic lyrics, not exactly, laugh out loud funny, but, they have a not so serious edge to them. It's not, deep political lyrics or anything like that, though there is some commentary thrown in here and there. It's mostly just fun party-like lyrics that I've kind of come to expect from Municipal Waste at this point, but they do it well, and combine that with the fast atmosphere and, this just aggressive sound of this album, and you get a really fun project. The fun atmosphere of this album, I think, is just going to make it great for, now that it's summertime, like a summer party, with your metal friends, if you have any friends that listen to metal. I know I sure don't, so I'm going to be listening to this album by myself, but if you have friends that are into metal, this is a great album to play, when you're hanging out, like at a party, maybe driving around, something like that, it just has that very kind of fun atmosphere to it, and, combine that with the summer. This doesn't have a laid-back sort of summery feel, it has more of a, energetic, let's go out and have fun in the sun or something like that kind of fun feel that I'm just really digging here on this project, especially going into the summer months. The album is filled with some really interesting riffs, just, great fast thrashy riffs that catch your attention and really show off the energy that this band still has this far into their career. Even after a kind of a 5-year break, they come back with these really aggressive and interesting riffs. And there's some other very unique, interesting moments here on this project. Take the skit that appears at the end of the track, Parole Violators, which is kind of this little comedic skit at the end of the track. It's not not very long, and the track itself isn't very long, but, it just kind of goes along with the atmosphere of the album, sort of that kind of fun party atmosphere. The skit kind of just fits in the context of that. And then you have the track Under the Waste Command, which has an instrumental track, no vocals in there at all, but it still manages to stand out as being one of the best tracks on the album, in my opinion. It just has a really interesting and cool sound to it. Overall, I have to say that this is a really great album from Municipal Waste. I mean, it doesn't exactly go out and experiment in ways that are super brand new for this band or anything like that. You're pretty much going to be getting what you'd expect from Municipal Waste. just some, fun, aggressive thrash, crossover thrash metal, that is. But, despite the fact that it's kind of what you'd expect, it manages to be what you'd expect, but, like, done to some of the best degree that possible, if that makes any sense. You could tell that Municipal Waste weren't trying to go out and reinvent crossover thrash as a genre or anything like that. They were just out to create an album in their own styling that was just, great, honestly. And I think it manages to succeed for the most part. Like I said, it keeps up with the same style that they've been going for, but it does so in a good way. All the tracks here are really fun, really enjoyable, have a lot of energy to them. None of the tracks really manage to stand out as being particularly bad, but as a whole, I really enjoy this album, and I highly recommend it to you if you're a fan of crossover thrash metal, punk music. If you just want something fun to listen to this summer that's not, super laid back or anything like that, something that's more aggressive and fun, this is definitely the album that you've been looking for. So I have to highly recommend this to you if you're interested in any of that stuff. But if you're not a fan of Municipal Waste, or this genre as a whole, this album isn't exactly going to change your mind, as I kind of said before. It kind of sticks to that same crossover thrash and Municipal Waste formula that they've been going for. But yeah, this is a great album in my opinion. If you enjoyed this review, I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future album reviews. Like I said, that Iron Reagan, I'm going to be talking about it in that catch-up review that's going to be coming out in about a week or two. It's not going to be a full review, but I'm going to be able to share my thoughts on that project. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts on that, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video when it comes out. Comment down below what were your thoughts on this project, and thank you for watching again. Stay golden.